Okay, dear students, सुबह एक वीडियो अपलोड किया था. That was alternating current lesson 22. Now we are going to alternating current lesson 23. In another 3 or 4 videos, your AC chapter will be finished. In alternating current 22, this is what I had explained to you. For a circuit containing a series circuit, inductor, capacitor, resistor connected with an alternating source of EMF. This E is varying with the time t, and this omega was 2 pi nu. I had explained you for India this frequency is 50 hertz, and you know what is frequency is. For example, if you look at this diagram, and compare this with this diagram, here the frequency is more, here it is less. In the same time, the number of vibrations or waves associated here is more, here it is less. This is called more frequency, this is less frequency. And India it was 50, and here I had explained you the impedance also. Z was equal to R square plus XL minus XC square root of that. If XL was XC, that is the resistance offered by the capacitor, and that is the resistance offered by the inductor. If equal to the resistance offered by the capacitor, then if this is equal to this, then your Z was minimum, that was R, so it was drawing maximum current, and putting XL is equal to XC, that is omega L is 1 by XC. This we had derived resonance frequency. If the frequency of this source is this much, means if you whatever value of A, L, C, R you have taken, if you put the value of L, put the value of C, multiply it, take the square root, multiply with 2 pi, and whatever you get, 1 divided by that, what number you get? If the frequency of this source is that, then it was sending maximum current, I naught. It was drawing maximum current. Now something entirely different. What it is? Now we have a parallel resonance circuit. An inductor and a capacitor in parallel. Look, an inductor and a capacitor, pure inductor, pure capacitor in parallel across this source of EMF. Because if you look at the two ends of L, this end and this end, they are connected here. Similarly for the capacitor, this end is connected here, this end is also connected here. Means both L and C are subjected to this alternating EMF, right, which is changing with time. And whatever current starts from here, I, that gets distributed here as IL, current through the inductor, IC, current through the capacitor. That IL, that IC, they combine here, becomes I, and the circuit is complete. So here we will derive under what condition the current is minimum, that is 0. That is what is interesting. And it's very, very important, very, very important. Now look at, let L, an inductor, C, a capacitor connected in parallel. E is equal to E naught sin omega t, the applied EMF across L. The applied EMF is also E, that is E naught sin omega t, across the capacitor. The applied EMF is also E, that is E naught sin omega t. So that is what I am saying here, which I showed you. Across L, the EMF is E naught sin omega t, and also across C, the EMF is also E is equal to E naught sin omega t. Both are subjected to the same alternating EMF voltage. And we have derived in previous lessons that for an inductor, the current was lagging behind by pi by 2. And for a capacitor, the current was ahead of the EMF by pi by 2. So what will be this IL and this IC? So So now look, so your current through the inductor will be voltage by resistance, E naught sine E naught by resistance, and this has to be minus pi by 2 because it is current. It lags behind the EMF by pi by 2, which I had explained in previous videos. So I put a minus pi by 2. Voltage over resistance is current, and this is the sine function that gives you the phase relationship between the voltage and the current. If you compare this with this, you find this current is minus pi by 2, and the derivation I have done in previous lessons. Similarly, the current through the capacitor will be voltage by resistance. This is the resistance of the capacitor, that is equal to 1 by omega c. This is the resistance suffered by the inductor, that is omega L. And for a capacitor, the current was I'd off. So the sine function have to be written as sine omega t plus pi by 2. So if you compare this with the applied EMF, this is ahead of this pi, a phase angle of pi by 2, and these derivations I have done you before. So your total current I, will be IL plus IC. Very simple. Now is very simple. So the total current is IL plus IC. Now for put IL, this is IL, and this is your IC. That is same thing as this. Now some simple trigonometry. Sine of 90 plus theta is cos theta, that is cos omega t, E naught over xc. Now what will be this? You can take a minus sign here. You can take a minus common here. So this becomes sine pi by 2 minus omega t, that is cos omega t. But sine of minus theta is minus, therefore minus cos omega t. Alright. So here we have a cos omega t term, here we have a cos omega t term, so that can be taken a common. Here is E naught and here is also E naught, so that also can be taken a common. So, okay. So, sorry, this is the first page. Now coming back to the second page, right? So your E naught and cos omega t is taken out common. So that is taken out common. So your E naught cos omega t is taken out common. So within the bracket I am left with minus 1 by xl plus 1 by xc. Now let us put the value of this, which was called symbol for inductive reactance, and it was omega L. How xl is omega L? It has been derived in previous lessons. How xc, the resistance offered by a capacitor, is 1 by omega c, also has been derived in previous lessons. So I have put it. So now same thing as I is E naught cos omega t, this omega c comes to the numerator. Now look at this expression, very interesting. This E naught cos omega t is multiplied with this. Now look, so this I will be 0, this I will be 0 if this thing is 0. If this factor is 0, that is minus 1 by omega L plus omega c is 0. So let us see by if I is 0 under this condition. Let us see what this condition will give rise to. So what this condition will give us. So omega L, this term goes to the other side. So we are left with omega c is equal to 1 by omega L. So cross multiplying omega c means omega c by 1, cross multiplying omega square LC is equal to 1. So LC goes to this side and here was omega square. So omega will be square root of that. Square root of 1 is 1, square root of LC is square root of LC. So this is your omega. Now, and we know any omega is 2 pi nu, is this. So 2 pi is multiplied here, goes to the right hand side. So your frequency becomes 1 by 2 pi LC, square root of that. Means in the circuit, the value of L is known, value of C is known. Suppose it is given, the numerical value is given. Now, you put it here and put it here. Whatever number you get, take the square root of that. Multiply with 2 pi. Then 1 divided by that thing. whatever number you get, if the frequency of the source, that is E is equal to E naught sine omega t, is that our source is E is equal to E naught sine omega t, that is equal to E is equal to E naught sine omega is 2 pi nu t. If you vary this frequency, and if this frequency becomes equal to this frequency, then your current in the circuit is 0, right? So for this frequency of source, I is equal to the main current from the source is 0, means it does not draw any main current. This is called the parallel resonant frequency, this frequency. And so it is not drawing any current. So what is the conclusion? So the circuit must be offering the maximum resistance. That is, and the other name for resistance, the combined resistance, is called impedance. That is, the impedance of the circuit is maximum under this frequency of the source, under this frequency of the source. Right. The impedance is maximum and current is 0 for this frequency. Now, such a circuit is also called a filter circuit, also called a rejector circuit. Means it does not allow I to pass through for this frequency. Nu is equal to 1 by 2 pi LC square root of that. So how interesting. So what is the conclusion? Because it rejects the current corresponding to this frequency and allows other currents associated with other frequencies other than that, it allows to pass through. So, and it is widely used in transmitting circuits, right? So you look at this diagram. To this side is your frequency, to this side is your maximum current, and this red line is the current versus frequency diagram. For a particular circuit, suppose from here to here is the resonant frequency. Therefore, at this point, the current will be, I naught will be 0. And here the I naught is also 0. And for all other points, here, for here, and for here, there is some value of current, But the frequency are different. The frequencies are different. Only this frequency, nu r, which is equal to 1 by 2 pi LC square root of LC, with this frequency, the current is not allowed to pass through. For all other frequencies, the current is allowed to pass through. Thank you.